Hello everyone, my name is Patrick and I'm with Feral Mods. I'm the president, CEO, creator, whatever else you want to call it. I have a quick video today, my very first. This is just to test the waters to see how well my equipment works and also to share a little tip that might help you. I was trying to figure out how best to lubricate my wheels and axles with the dry lube. By doing it the way that you see everybody else doing it, with the dry, applying it to each wheel, working it up and down the axle, so on and so forth. It can be kind of labor intensive and it can take some time, so I decided to figure out an easier way to do it, a quicker way to do it, and a way to get the graphite into all of the areas to lube my car. So I decided to try some dry lube here with a mixture of isopropyl alcohol. If you leave it sit there, it will settle back down to the bottom, so before you apply it, you have to shake the bottle. Now, this is a car that I just took out of package, out of the blister. I will go ahead and do the lubrication process, and then I will show you with one that I just did last night after I'm done here to show you the result, just to save a little bit of time. Now I'll shake up my bottle, give it a good 10 shakes or so. What you want to do is get a drip just starting on the tip and boink, boink right there, right into the middle of the hubs, and then you work it up and down like this to get that isopropyl mixture down into the axle and into the wheel. Spin it a few times, move on to the next one. Work it up and down. Spin it, spin, spin. And then flip it over and move on to the next one. Now if you let it sit here for a while, the added bonus is that it will run down, get into the little channel here in between where the interior hub of the wheel rubs on the chassis. Also, it will travel down the axle and into the chassis and stay in that channel. So if your axle is free spinning, it will actually lubricate your free spinning axle inside the chassis, which is pretty cool. Now, this one, I just did the two front wheels and I'm just going to let it sit. It only takes a couple of minutes for the isopropyl to evaporate. But here I'll show you the other wheels that I did not lubricate and spin them. Typical of what you get out of a blister. Now here's the one I did last night. I've had a good up to 22 seconds just spinning there like that. It's pretty amazing. Like I said, it dries very quickly. You can take the car after you put it on, tap it a couple times to knock out any of the loose graphite, and work it back and forth just like you do with your other ones. You don't have to sit there with each tire and work it as you do with dry. You just wait for it to dry and you start to run the car back and forth just like this. Once these are dry, they will spin like greased lightning. Now that one's still wet, but again, it only takes a couple of minutes for them to dry. So I hope that helps. If you have any other suggestions, tips, if you think that this doesn't work, tell me. I'm learning just like everybody else out there. I know there are some experts, but I'm just trying to contribute to the community that I have found a lot of fun and enjoyment in the last few years. So be on the lookout for some possible new videos in the future, but for now, this is Patrick signing off saying thank you and keep racing.